My name is Eugene Olevsky, and I'm the Dean of the College of Engineering at San Diego State University. I also would like to introduce our Assistant Dean, Teresa Garcia, our Student Coordinator, Donovan Geiger, and our Communication Lead, Melinda Sevier, as well as San Diego State University admission representatives, Ana Guardaloza and Sarah Connell. We very much appreciate your commitment to learning and to continuing to forge your academic path. We all must look toward the future and prepare to meet it. In many ways, engineers have the task of building a better tomorrow. Please be sure that you can set yourself on no better course, and there is no better place to begin than San Diego State University. Today, we're excited to share with you the details of education and support you will receive at our San Diego State University College of Engineering, which I know you will all find intellectually rigorous and immensely rewarding. Outside of what is related to pandemic, our College of Engineering is presently undergoing transformative changes as never seen before. Our faculty, staff, and students are experiencing an incredibly exciting time. This is related to our student enrollment, research activities, and infrastructure development. Our college is one of the most active powerhouses in producing the engineering force for this country. In general, 1 in every 16 US engineers graduates from the California State University system. And with this, I would like to start sharing with you the data, or useful data about our college. First of all, speaking about our vision, our college educates a diverse group of students to become engineering innovators and contributes to the technical knowledge of society at large. Our mission is actually dedicated to innovative research, education, and dissemination of knowledge. We instill critical thinking in our graduates to recognize human and societal needs, to design innovative, sustainable engineering solutions, to embrace an international perspective, and also to create value through entrepreneurial efforts. About our college, the main statistical data include the numbers of our undergraduate enrollment. The latest we had, as you can see, 3,262 students enrolled in the fall of 2021, and almost 20% of our students were women. We also
Eugene, excuse me, Eugene, we are seeing 2 black bars in the screen. Is your screen impeded by anything, obstructed by anything? Do you see dialog box? There, and then there's one more.
Okay. Can you see them now?
The middle one's gone. The top bar is still there.
Trying to get rid of it.
Can you drag it to the left or right of your other screen? I try to stop sharing and share it again.
Maybe that's better.
I guess it shows it again.
Yeah, there's still a couple of black bars. Actually, 1, 2, 3 of them.
Why does it? Maybe Teresa, you can share your screen. Okay, but I guess you're showing the presenter view, yeah? No, stop. Okay,
This is good. Thank you.
okay, thank you. So speaking about our undergraduate enrollment, as I mentioned before, it's 3,262 students and almost 20% of them are women. And the graduate enrollment included in the fall of 2021, 230 students with, as you can see, more than 26% of graduate students being female. We granted 744 degrees in the 2020-21 academic year, almost 20% were for female students. Overall, as you can see, we have 21 programs, 8 at the undergraduate level and 13 graduate degree programs. Several of our programs are ranked among the top 25 engineering programs in the United States in terms of producing the engineering workforce. Next slide, please. So our bachelor degrees, as I mentioned, we have 8 majors at the undergraduate level where we grant bachelor degrees, and those include aerospace, civil, computer, construction engineering, construction management, also electrical, environmental, and mechanical engineering. And as you can see, mechanical engineering has also the so-called 4+1 program, where the students are enabled in terms of receiving their master degree in conjunction with the bachelor program. There is just 1 year additional where they can get their master degree in mechanical engineering. And there is also mechanical engineering at the undergraduate level with bioengineering emphasis. Next slide, please. So the distinctive features of our undergraduate programs, they are the very affordable, actually, level of education comparatively and relatively to other universities. And the college at the same time ranks high in the nation among the top colleges for engineering for return on investment. There is this quite well-known ROI parameter, and we're very highly ranked with respect to ROI. We provide a unique opportunity for students to learn about the cutting-edge technology through coursework and projects, and those projects, they can be conducted in the framework of our curriculum, such as capstone design, senior design projects, as well as the research projects of our faculty. Next slide, please. So continuing with regard to the distinctive features, the environment specifically in our college, it fosters scholarship, achievement, professional growth, and personal excellence. And the opportunities for undergraduate research are really emphasized in our college with professors of international reputation. We also have multiple student organizations and clubs that provide hands-on learning, networking, national competitions in which our students participate and win those competitions, and also leadership opportunities for our students. We have excellent employment opportunities. Many seniors have at least 1 job offer before graduation. By the way, 1 out of every 7 San Diegans graduates from San Diego State University. The number and range of professional electives also allow students to tailor their studies to their own career interests. And this, of course, first of all, includes our senior design projects. Next slide, please. So speaking about senior design projects, please save the date. You will have, as everybody else, an opportunity to attend our main annual event, the largest annual event. It's the so-called Engineering Design Day. As you can see, it is scheduled on Wednesday, May 4th, starting from 1:30 p.m. And it will be in the largest space on campus in Montezuma Hall. So it really brings together hundreds of students, visitors, professors, and also our industrial collaborators who also serve as our students' advisors, sponsors of the projects, as well as the judges of the student performance and the outcomes of the projects that students participate in. So please continue to check our Engineering Design Day website. You can find it as a link on our college website for further information. And the site also lists all of our past Design Day events. You can see some links to the project descriptions, even some videos showing the previous Design Day events. Next slide, please. So our focus is on student success. So that's first and foremost, on research and creative endeavors, and also on community and communication. Next slide, please. So speaking about all these three major focuses or major goals, objectives, student success, we really provide a very reasonable student to faculty ratio. We also have multiple scholarship opportunities, really lots of scholarships. Our curriculum is very well known locally and nationally for its very practice-oriented, hands-on training. In fact, due to the multiple industry-sponsored projects and very important curriculum components, such as I mentioned before, senior design, capstone design projects, our students are pretty much ready from the day one to start their jobs, their employment, and this is very well known in our in particular local industrial community. There are also opportunities for student engagement with future employers and the multiple industrial companies due to the support that we receive from industry for student senior design and also research projects. The Center for Student Success in Engineering has been established 4 years ago, and it provides multiple venues for our student success, including different components in advising and tutoring. Next slide, please. So, as I mentioned before, we have multiple student organizations and clubs, and they all are very successfully participating and have a high level historically of success in national, international competitions. Just as an example, the SDSU rocket project on February 1, 2020 broke the world altitude record for a liquid fueled rocket. This rocket, named the Lady Elizabeth after Elizabeth Jackson, the late wife of Dr. Richard Woodcock, and he's the supporter, big supporter of the SDSU rocket project, reached a maximum height of more than 13,000 feet. So it crossed the so-called Kármán line, and that was, as you can see, the world record for altitude for student organization launched fuel rockets. The next slide, please. So from this slide on, I would like to pass this presentation on to our assistant Dean, Teresa Garcia, who is spearheading and leading our Center for Student Success in Engineering.
Thank you very much, Dean Oleski. I will be happy to do that. I do have to apologize to you all sincerely. For some reason today, my video decides to stop working. My camera decides to stop working. So I apologize tremendously. So getting to the information on the slide here, yes, as our dean shared, we've recently, in the last 5 years, opened the Center for Student Success in Engineering, which has the following services. We have dedicated major advisors. They are full-time staff that are assigned to a number of our students, and they do reach out to each one in an attempt to meet with them individually to create educational plans so that every student knows what they need to do, how to use their advising tools in order to move from each level, freshman all the way through senior to graduation successfully and in a timely manner with the best experience possible. We also have peer advising as well. These are students that are engineering majors that we're happily share their experiences with students. We have also peer tutoring. Yes, engineering is not an easy curriculum, and we do have students who have taken the courses before, who successfully passed, and will be very happy to share how to be successful and of course go over difficult course content. We also have a dedicated full-time career and internship coordinator who runs various events from resume writing to making a good profile on the internet. So we have various opportunities and resources for students to be successful. Of course, we have, as Dean Olefsky mentioned, we have about 30, and it seems to grow every year, student organizations. That includes honor societies, includes our big project competition teams, and they have various student members and officers that help other students to engage and learn more about getting student experiences in our college. In addition to student organizations, however, there is undergraduate research. I apologize. I'm trying to let students in at the same time trying to manage the slides. So other engagement opportunities such as research with faculty, several students do that and have published papers before they even graduate, win awards for presenting and so forth. So many, many opportunities to get engaged. And in the center, the services and advising and tutoring, we are able to offer both remote service for those students who prefer, and also in-person for in-person service for those students who prefer that method as well. This is just an example of some of the events that we have this semester. And if you are a student here at SDSU, you'd be able to take advantage of some of these events during your time here at SDSU. So I mentioned the top left flyer is about our free tutoring program. In the center is one of our career panels. It's a panel series where we bring in alumni or other engineers from industry to share their experiences, their pathways. So you can see in this particular semester, we have, we highlight mechanical, electrical, computer, and aerospace. Last semester, we highlighted our other majors. On the right, we have a women in engineering program. You'll hear a little bit more about later, but that was a recent event that we had for the students. And it's all students are welcome, but we do highlight and showcase our women in engineering faculty and experiences and opportunities. Then of course at the bottom is just something that we communicate with students that we like students to take advantage of summer, which is an opportunity for students to get ahead in their coursework or catch up if needed. So just a variety of things I wanted to show you about the events that we have for our students to help them be successful here at SDSU in our College of Engineering. So in the realm of community and communication, we do also have a variety of support programs and programs that outreach into our community. We have MESA that does both. MESA is Math, Engineering, Science Achievement. In fact, it's our MESA staff that runs our tutoring program that I just mentioned on the previous slide. And they do various other services to meet the needs of our students who are enrolled in that program. Also for veterans, we have a Troops to Engineers program that helps our students who have come in. They are veterans of the armed forces, and they have become engineering students, and we help them to succeed in finding internships and work after graduation, and just transitioning from the military culture to the education and student culture, and help them succeed. As briefly mentioned from the previous slide, we do have our Women in Engineering initiative, also our Femineer component, which is our K-12 outreach component of that effort. And we are hosting various events. You saw one of the flyers on the previous screen. We, as mentioned, have an internship coordinator, internship/career coordinator, and she helps, as I mentioned before, to help students gain experiences, but also to be prepared in reaching or gaining those experience opportunities. And then we do still have, as the world comes back to being able to travel and being able to get to some sense of normalcy, we are still being able to offer study abroad opportunities for students who are interested in that high impact practice. We have a fairly still new building next door to our very old buildings, the Engineering and Interdisciplinary Sciences Complex, which houses a multitude of teaching labs, research labs, spaces for students and faculty and grad students to connect, to break bread and have lunch. There's lounges in there. You see on the screen a list of the various labs that are in there. What is very cool, because it's also an interdisciplinary complex, there's also an MRI machine and space there that another college, shares with us, and a variety of other collaborative spaces. You'll see in this picture here on the slide, the top right is a cubby, if you will, for students to study. There's power in there. You see the wall itself is a writable chalkboard that you can write on. The opposite wall to this is a whiteboard wall where you can also, do your differential equations on the wall and, help each other out and study and learn together. So it's a wonderful building that allows for many collaborative opportunities and spaces for students to learn and to study and to do well. I'd like to share with you a video of one of our recent graduates who was also one of our student leaders. I will have to get out of this slideshow so I can show you her video. You'd also be able to find it on YouTube. So let me get to it for you, and I'll be happy to share that with you in just a moment. Thank you for your patience. Okay, hopefully you're able to see the YouTube screen, and can one of the staff please give me a thumbs up or a yes, I can. All right, I'm going to assume that you can see this, and I'm going to go ahead and start play. Just checking, were you able to hear that video?
No.
Right.
If we can't get the sound to work, what I can do is always drop the link in the chat so you can watch it afterwards.
Hi, my name's Anna Marino.
How was that?
We can hear it now.
Wonderful. Thank you, Melinda.
I'm a fourth year majoring in aerospace engineering with a minor in business management. I'm involved with a few clubs on campus, which would be Aztec Baja Racing, Associated Students, Rotaract, Tau Beta Pi, and then a few other engineering organizations. So one of the greatest experiences I've gotten out of SDSU is meeting alumni mentor Jordan Evans. Because of that, I was able to intern at one of the greatest companies of all time, which would be NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And I was able to work on Mars 2020, which is the rover that's going to be going to Mars in 2020. And hopefully that's where my future takes me. My favorite place to study would be the library. That's just where I focus the most. I turn off my phone and, just have my laptop and whatever book I'm reading. And that's just when I crank out the most work. I was rock climbing since I was maybe 3. My dad would just put me in water shoes and a little harness and let me crawl up rocks. So it's my hidden talent.
All right, I'm going to get back to the slideshow just a second. I do appreciate your patience. Okay, we are getting there. Melinda, can you open your mic and tell me what you're seeing on screen, please?
Sure. So right now it looks like, I think we're back. We should be back.
And you're seeing the video, the slideshow, not the notes?
Yes, I'm seeing the slideshow.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. So moving on. Thank you, Anna, for your video. We are actually at the end of our slides, our formal slides. I'm seeing in the chat several questions. I'm hoping that our staff have been able to address those as we go along. I will come back to the slide with these links for the next sessions for our departments. I want to take questions now if they have not yet been answered, but also I'd like to remind who we have here on the call with us. So we do have Donovan Geiger. He is our student affairs coordinator, works with me in the engineering student affairs. We also have admissions representatives as well with us. Both Anna and Sarah, I believe, are still here. And of course, we have our communications lead, Melinda, who you heard us talking, and even our tech lead, I heard William. We also have a few of our chairs in the room where we had, I'm not sure if they're still here, but you will see them in the sessions that follow. So please feel free to continue to ask questions in the chat, and we will, the entire team that I mentioned, will be happy to share them to answer these questions. And then if we are able to, in an orderly fashion, feel free, you should be able to unmute your mic and you can ask your question verbally. And just to remind you, my name is Teresa Garcia. I do apologize. I was unable to start my video, but I am still here. I'm the assistant dean and happy to also answer questions. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the end of the chat. I do see, like I mentioned, some of the questions are being answered as we go. So I apologize if I am duplicating answers. I'm going to start from the end. The first one I see, where can we check how much the different engineering careers cost? I'm not sure if you mean the cost. The cost here at SDSU for any of our majors is the same. It does not change. If you mean what are the salary opportunities, then I invite you to go online and check out the different salaries of different engineering majors. Absolutely, we do have the majors that the dean went over earlier in the slideshow. And if you were unable to be here during that time, let me reiterate the majors that we have here at SDSU. We have aerospace, electrical and computer engineering. We also have civil, construction engineering, and construction management, as well as environmental. And then we have mechanical, as well as an emphasis of bioengineering within the mechanical major. Another question I'm seeing, how much interaction internships do we have with military and Navy located in San Diego? That is a great question. We are a Navy town, a military town. We have educational partnerships, as a matter of fact, with places like NIWIC, Naval Information Warfare Center, but on the civilian side of interns, and various partnerships throughout industries in San Diego that both hire interns, provide research opportunities, work with our faculty, so numerous. Our connection to industry is really, really tight. I'm still managing admitting students. I do hope that earlier questions are being addressed. I'm taking the most recent questions and answering them verbally. Is there an opportunity to have an in-person tour of the engineering facility similar to what Cal Poly SLO offers? I am not certain what Cal Poly SLO offers. The answer to have an in-person tour is possible. Specific to engineering, may be possible, but we'd have to have advance notice and a request to do that. It's not something that we have in place readily, but it is something that we can work to be able to provide. So currently the question, what are the statistics for getting direct admission into your desired major? And the way that I will answer, and I ask Anna or Sarah, if you have anything to add, to please do so. My answer starts that I couldn't give you the admission rate. We don't have a direct admission type program in the sense that I'm understanding the question. All students come into what is called a pre-major at SDSU. It doesn't mean you were not good enough to get into the major. It means that that's what our steps are at SDSU, because the entire campus is impacted. So when you're admitted, you are admitted into a pre-major. Depending on your major, there is a certain criteria that as soon as you complete, you will move automatically into the major. So that's my answer. And I don't know if our admissions reps have a different answer to this question that I will repeat. What are the statistics for getting direct admission into your desired major?
Well, the information that you gave is correct. In terms of statistics, I don't have a specific percentage to give, but SDSU is an impacted major, impacted campus. So all of our majors are impacted regardless of where they are. In terms of pre-major, the information that you gave was correct. Pre-major goes to all students. Doesn't matter what major they applied to or were admitted to. It just means that you still have prerequisites to complete, which are just lower division classes. And once those have been completed, your pre-major status will change to major.
Thank you very much for adding that information. Follow-up question, how do we get a hold of engineering for a campus tour? You'll be here Monday. I do apologize, that is not enough notice. You are welcome to, while you're on campus or while you're here, to walk around and see, the activities of what's going on. I will invite you to stop into the engineering building, room 200. That's where me and my staff are. I cannot promise that someone will be available to step away from their work to take you on a specific tour, but we will be happy to answer questions. When can we meet with a counselor transfer students, for transfer students? So we do have numerous one-on-one activities and an orientation for all incoming students happening in the summer. During summer orientation, you will get the information that you need, have an opportunity to meet with an advisor, one of our advisors. So all of those activities happen over summer. And I invite you definitely and strongly encourage you to come to new student orientation, where you will have that information and opportunity to speak with an advisor, as well as our ambassadors prior to orientation, so that you can map out or plan out your schedule that you want to have or that you need to have for summer. So I ask you to be patient, but you can always reach out, go to the SDSU engineering website. There is our Success Center. Our advisors are located there. Please understand, while we want to meet your needs as a new incoming student, we are also currently working with 3,500 current undergrads. So please be patient, and we will be able to answer your questions over the summer and throughout the time before you have to register. So it's a good question. Are even transfer students in pre-major? Great question. If a transfer student is accepted and they've completed this impaction criteria, you will be entered into the major, not a pre-major. If a transfer student transfers in and has not met impaction, yes, you will be in a pre-major status only until that impaction criteria is met. So please let me reiterate, we don't have resources, we don't have specific engineering tour readily available. What I have explained is that we will try our best to meet requests. So I do apologize if that's not the same thing that Cal Poly does, but I ask for your patience and invite you to come, and we can do our best to show you the wonderful opportunities we have here at SDSU. All right, great question. What point do you finish these prereqs to get into your desired major? Now, please understand, there is a difference between prereqs. There's a difference between prereqs, prep for major, and impaction. All of that will be explained. But usually, generally, for freshmen, by the time you finish your third semester, you will have finished the impaction criteria while you're working on the rest of prep for your major. In two of our majors, that happens usually in the fourth semester. So it's right in line with your regular curriculum. Finishing that curriculum will lead to getting into the major. It does not mean that because you're a pre-major that you're not going to get into the major, that you could have a chance of not getting into that major. It just means you have to satisfy the impaction criteria first. Wonderful question. For Admitted Students Day, which is also called Explore SDSU, will there be opportunities to learn more about or see in person the engineering school? Beautiful question. I couldn't have paid you to ask this question. Yes, at the in-person, and thank you also for reminding me to share that we will have an in-person day. This is April 9th. It's an opportunity for you to come visit campus. Most, if not all of campus will be open, and including our engineering, we will have most of our student clubs out on the lawn in our engineering village. You'll see the rockets, race cars, and robots. Our faculty will have their labs open, and you have an opportunity to visit the lab and talk with grad students, undergrad students, and faculty. And so the answer is yes, you will be able to see specifically what we're doing here at SDSU on that day. It's called Explore SDSU. It is April 9th, and activities last from 9 to 2. I invite you to come to San Diego and to come to campus on that day to learn more. Thank you, Juno, for putting in the link to, Juno is one of our advisors and has put in the chat the link to a page that will address lots of these questions regarding impaction. Let's see, we are at 10:40. We have just about 5 more minutes. It's 10:41, 4 more minutes. I do want to give you time to take a nature break, grab something to drink before you head over to the department sites. I'm going to put those department links on the screen now to remind you of the department sessions that will be happening beginning at 11 And you'll get more detailed information about the specific department and the major within that department. So I thank you all for joining us today, virtually today. Hopefully you've gained some information, a little bit more insight about SDSU. I've been here for just over 30 years. Love SDSU, Aztecs, love our students and their commitment to success. Our faculty and our staff committed to helping students get there. So I invite you to strongly consider SDSU as the place where you want to be in the fall. We'll be here for a couple more minutes. Please join the department session that's after ours and get more information. And also, we are recording these sessions for you to be able to refer to again. They will be on our YouTube channel, as well as in the Explore list for you to review it at your leisure. Thank you, Melinda. She has put in our Linktree URL. I'm sure you all know what that is. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, you see the links on the screen. Please join one of our department sites, one of our department sessions. You are all welcome. I appreciate your kindness. Thank you. You're welcome for letting us share this time with you. Once again, the department sessions, they will begin at 11. So you do have plenty of time between now and then to get there from one of these links. I realize these are not clickable, but do know that in the schedule of events for today, online on the Virtual Explore site, you can click on the links to get there.
Yes, and I can also drop these in the chat right now as well. Let me.
That would be great.
Yeah. Oh, Juno beat me to the punch. Awesome. Thank you, Juno.
She's great. Oh, you're welcome. Oh my gosh, you're so kind. I do apologize if we didn't address your question. Please attend the department session. More questions will be answered. I am in awe of whoever is putting those marks on my slides. You got to show me how to do that. Okay, we are just about at 10:45. I do want to make sure all the staff gets to the next session as well and sets up properly. So again, I apologize, my video was not on. It was not by choice. It's by technical error. And I'm gonna go ahead and end the session. Thank you so much. Hope to see you at one of the department sessions next. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the session. Thank you all again.